Hello, and welcome to a random-ass petrol station I've never been to before. Anyways, guys, this may seem like an insignificant little thing, but I just wanted to highlight. I was really desperate for petrol on the way home from work because I'm a responsible adult and I forgot to get petrol. And I had to go to a petrol station that I've never been to before. This little place on the freeway called, in a suburb called Glendalough. And just the perspective of just going somewhere that you've never been before and just having seen stuff off the beaten track that's just, you know, you may pass it on the way to work, or you may pass it on the way where you're going every day, but just those little places, those little things that you just see, and it's just like, oh, there's this whole freaking thing here, and there's this new area that I've never been, and it's just always just kind of there. I don't know, just a weird little thought that I had today. Anyways, dudes, today is the 25th of March, and it is a significant date today, because I have news. I have news! Let us adjourn to the indoors where I'm not filming myself in my car. It's really warm today. Anyways. Oh my god, it's been a long time since I've made a video. Camera looks good. Okay, cool. Anyways, dudes, yeah, it is the 25th of March, an important day to be sure, because today is the day that I finally received word for my next adventure. I'm going to Canada, baby. Yes, so I'm doing a working holiday in Canada at a place called Lake Louise. I just received my job confirmation. I'm going to be heading off on the 1st of May. Very exciting. That's the next big adventure that I've got going on, and I'm super keen for it. But before we talk about that, guys, before we talk about the future, let's first talk about the past. The year was 2018. No one had ever heard of the word COVID before. It was a lovely time. The birds were chirping. The animals were all, I don't know. It was a nice time to be alive. I was probably one of the most happiest, cheerful, sort of can-do kind of dudes you'd ever meet. I actually had friends who wanted to hang out with me at the drop of a hat instead of having to make plans 3 weeks in advance, and then those plans fall apart, and then it never really happens, and then... Please, excuse me. It was a good time back in those days, in 2018, and I was planning to go to Japan to do a working holiday for the Working Holiday Club. I didn't really have any full-time work at the time, and regardless of this fact, I was planning to travel overseas. I managed to find what work that I could, and at about 3 to 4 months before I left, I managed to find a fairly decent, steady, full-time job. That was good to get my funds going for the actual trip. Then the day came and I went to Japan. I was doing the winter season at a place called Tsugaiki, and little did I know how truly wonderful and magical the experience would be. I arrived in Japan, and I got on like a house on fire with pretty much every one of the other, all of the other people who were also doing the working holiday. I learnt to snowboard. I completely taught myself how to snowboard during this trip. I enjoyed the place where I worked. I worked in a little restaurant called Yeti that served pasta and pizza. Most of my coworkers didn't speak any English, but I was still able to get by. The only slight inconvenience during the entire trip was the head chef of the restaurant. He was a little bit of a hard ass, but aside from that, the minor things, it was an absolute blast. I wanted to continue on and do the summer season, still working for the Working Holiday Club in Okinawa. I did not really have any plans after I left Tsugaiki. I went back to Tokyo and thought I would just wing it. I proceeded to spend about 8 days in Tokyo, slowly going through my money, and I came to the realization that it wasn't happening, and I asked my sister to bail me out, and she paid for my flight home. All in all, I do not regret any moment of that trip whatsoever. It was a very big part of my life, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. That being said, when I came home with no job and no money and coming back to the humdrum life in Australia, that wasn't all that great, but even still, it was a blast. Fast forward to 2021, my next big trip that I planned, a trip to New Zealand. I was going to be a snowboard instructor because I thought, with my minimal amount of snowboarding experience, being completely self-taught, not having any official lessons, I thought I was able to teach other people snowboarding. 2021, COVID had sort of subsided here in WA, Australia. We thankfully got pretty lucky during the whole thing because we are fairly isolated on this side of Australia. I went over to New Zealand with fingers crossed in hopes that nothing would happen during this pandemic sort of time. My first 3 weeks in New Zealand were some of the worst I have ever experienced in my life. I felt true loneliness, true despair, and yeah, I'm not really going to elaborate on it any further because it's not a very pleasant experience, but yeah, it was not great. I did not get along with most of the other students in the class. They also did not like the fact that I wasn't very good at snowboarding. They felt that I was holding the rest of the class back because I didn't really know what I was doing. There were a few incidents regarding those kinds of things, and it all came to a breaking point on our exam day. And you know what? We won't go there. We won't go there. Needless to say, New Zealand was a bit of a horror show. Compounding everything, making everything worse, was the fact that I wasn't able to get a good night's rest at all. When I first arrived in New Zealand, the cause for this was unknown. I guess it was the jet lag, or maybe just the feeling of being in a different place. But after I started my snowboarding course, it quickly became apparent that the reason I wasn't sleeping was because of the immense stress and the social anxiety and, oh my god, what the fuck am I doing? Oh my god. So, my time at Mount Hutt, where I was doing my snowboarding course, came to an end. I was thankfully freed of all of that. After failing my exam and wanting to fully get the hell out of there, I proceeded to take my exam again in Queenstown when I was staying with friends of my parents over there. They helped me out a lot, and I don't know what I would have done without their hospitality and their kindness. And I proceeded to pass my exam in Queenstown, and then from there, I desperately tried to look for a job in Queenstown, all while still staying with these friends of ours. And I quickly came to the realization that I would probably have to come home, and then COVID struck again, and I had to get home as fast as possible. By the time I did get home, 2 weeks later, everything was shut down. I would have been stuck in New Zealand if I wasn't quick as I was. So there's that whole shebang. I have learnt a lot from these 2 trips, and I have compressed it all, and I will temper my expectations for this trip, of course. New Zealand taught me that I'm not necessarily going to get along with everyone, and that's fine. Not everyone has to be my friend. I don't have to be all with people. I just have to kind of go about my own thing and not worry about the expectations of others and that sort of thing. My time in Japan taught me the opposite of that. I should be more trusting. I should be more open to people and just enjoy my time in this experience. But yeah, that's kind of the main things that I wanted to get across my 2 big trips. Japan was really sick. New Zealand, not as much. That being said, my other few weeks in Queenstown were pretty cool. But yeah, going forward into this trip, I am of course going to be more aware of the people around me, and I'm also going to be more careful with my money. I have been saving money like a crazy person for the past few months, sort of. You know how it is. People who actually know me know that I'm pretty terrible with my money. It's a bit of a problem, but It's something that I'm totally doing a great job. Yeah, it's fine, guys. It's fine, yeah. But yes, we look to the future, and we look to the next adventure. Lake Louise, Canada. It's called Chateau Lake Louise. It's a fairly nice old building on the shores of a pristine turquoise lake. It looks incredibly pretty. Very mountainous area, very scenic. There are buses to the various other resorts in the area. Lake Moraine was my first preference of location of where I wanted to go. Lake Moraine is going to be close by on a bus trip if I ever wanted to visit. There's also Jasper Lodge and the town of Banff nearby. I will be going for my orientation in Vancouver probably a few days before May, so I'm gonna want to start thinking about flights arriving in Canada probably around the 25th or the 26th of April, and that's a month away. God damn. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy. I am very excited for my next adventure, but here's the kicker, everybody. I'm traveling across the world to go clean rooms in a hotel. So unfortunately, the role that I initially wanted was a recreation attendant similar to what I'm doing now with the lifeguarding. I wanted to be looking after the canoes, showing people how to get in canoes and canoodle around, but unfortunately that's not a thing. My second preference was hospitality, like I've been doing for years, serving drinks, taking food orders, that sort of thing. I got the job that I probably want the least, which is housekeeping, making beds, cleaning rooms, doing that sort of thing. I'm taking it all in my stride. I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be all right. It'll be a new experience. I'll learn some new skills, and you know what? Maybe I'll enjoy it. Maybe my colleagues will be really cool. I'm not sure. At the very least, I will be asking around when I'm there, being like, "Hey guys, any chance of changing roles or something?" So, yeah, I'm planning to be in Lake Louise for at least a year. I will do the summer season there and probably the winter. And then from there, we'll see where we go. The Canadian working visa lasts for 2 years, so I'd potentially like to use as much of it as possible. Maybe after Lake Louise, I could go somewhere else, but that remains to be seen. I'm just gonna kind of go where the wind takes me, but not to the extent that I did in Japan. Learning, I will try and make some plans and think of, you know, more appropriate ways to spend my time over there. A friend of mine has suggested that I shouldn't spend all of my time working, and that is very fair. Probably after my year in Lake Louise, I will travel somewhere, maybe go down to America. I'm not really sure. We'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, that is the big plans that I'm having going on. I am really going to have to kick my ass into gear and start thinking about things. I am fully going to pack up my life here in Australia, to be honest. I'm going to sell my car. I'm going to clean up my room. I'm finally going to move out of my parents' place. Cringe, I know. Yeah, it's going to be kind of a big deal. As I was saying before with the whole friends thing, this is kind of a difficult topic, but yeah, my life here in Australia is just kind of, it's just kind of there. Like, I'm just sort of existing. These past few months, I don't know. I hardly see any of my friends nowadays. Like I've been saying, we have to make plans weeks, maybe a month in advance. Half the time, those plans don't even work out. People have to cancel. And then I just spend most of my time alone. Either I'm at work or either I'm sitting here playing video games or watching anime. And I suppose I'm content with the way things are, but I can't help but feel like things could be better. Thus, my next adventure, getting out of this place, finding my own path, I'm not sure. Traveling, getting back to it. Yeah. I lost one of my good friends to the army. He is still over east, hanging out over there. I've probably talked about it in previous videos. And the other friend, well, we won't really go there. I burned my bridges. That's all that really needs to be said. And I didn't realize how much I relied on those two close friends for pretty much all of my social interactions. I mean, I have a few other friends here and there, but that's just the way things are, I suppose. I'm 29. Most of my other friends are the similar age. They're all thinking about getting married and having babies. And I'm just here like, Nerf guns, an anime, dude. Yeah, let's hang out. I mean, it just is what it is. That's just the times we live in, I suppose. It do be like that. It is a little bit hard some days, but here we are. I will have my own plans and I will do my own thing. And I will see them all again someday. My dear Australia friends, I hope you enjoy your normal lives. I'm going to go travel. Alrighty then, guys, I've ran my mouth for enough, I think. I might continue to vlog for the next few days, or maybe I'll just end the video here. I'm not really sure. In any case, I will see you all a little bit later. Thank you for listening to my ramblings, and I hope you will support the channel in this next adventure. I will, of course, be doing vlogs sporadically here and there. One thing that I taught myself in New Zealand was that I took my YouTube a little too seriously. I was getting my ass kicked on a daily basis going up to this mountain to snowboard. I was still recording content and editing it and making videos. Jesus Christ. That is one of the reasons I burnt out quite quickly in New Zealand. I took the YouTube a little bit too seriously. Yeah, so I will try and not focus on that as much. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening, and yeah, I'll see you in whatever the next part of this video is going to be. The 25th of March. Today was a good day. The towering clouds that I was staring at most of the afternoon. I really like those clouds, those towering cumulus. Just looking up at those clouds just gave me a lot of feelings of hope, I suppose you could say. It's no great secret that I've been really struggling over the past few months with losing those two close friends of mine, and usually at this time of day, right before I go to bed, I think about how much I miss them. And after just enjoying these lovely clouds this afternoon, it made me sort of feel lighter. It made me feel like maybe I can finally move on and just go on my next adventure. Yeah. God, I like those clouds. Alright then, my dudes. Good night. Tomorrow is a new morning. Well, there's a callback to the start of the video. Finding little places that you've never really been before that are sort of close to other things that you've seen. Crazy. I'm not really sure where I was going with that, but this is a nice little spot. God damn. This place is neat. I like this place. But also, check this out. I am bleeding a lot. Oh my god. I'm not really a fan of this plastic wrap stuff, but yeah, I'll take it off soon. New tattoo. Oh my gosh. That was a nice little find. I'm glad I went in this random direction and found this nice place. There's the stadium down the far end there. This is by the river in East Perth. What a nice little spot. You'll love to see it. Alright then, my dudes. It is the 29th of March. I've been vlogging for a few days now. As you may have seen in the previous clip, I got a new tattoo, baby. You'll love to see it. So I went down on Monday and got all this all done. The dude, little did I know, the dude was very keen to redo pretty much all of the previous red lines that I had. Wow, the camera orientation is weird. Yeah, it's kind of hard to film this, as you might imagine, but yeah, he went absolutely ham. I really like the spiral sort of bit that he's done here and all that stuff. I'll have another video of the thing up in a moment. But yeah, the whole thing has really... I really like the process of getting a tattoo. I don't know, something about the pain really grounds me in that sort of moment and makes me realize, you know, why I'm doing this sort of thing. And yeah, it made me realize a few things, to be sure. So yeah, we started here with this little black line coming along there. And then it meets up with my other tattoo that is very hard for me to film, but it kind of goes over there and crosses over another red line that I had here that I didn't really like. He redid the design for that one. And then he absolutely went ham on the spirals and shit down here. So yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job. It is excruciatingly hard to film, I'm sorry. But in any case, this was gonna be the first time where I got a tattoo and it didn't have a particular meaning behind it. However, the way he's done it and the way it sort of turned out, it sort of makes me feel like it's consolidating just like everything that I've been through over the past few months and just combining it all into one big experience. So I think that's pretty cool. All the stuff that I went through at Crown, all the processes I've been going through with this issue I've been having that we've been talking about during this video. But yeah, I think now I'm finally able to just kind of just let it all go, you know? Yes, this issue of mine is going to be something that is just always in the back of my mind, and it is my biggest regret in life, but I think now I'm finally ready to just put it all away, you know? And it feels good, man. It feels good. My whole arm feels very complete, and it feels very proper. And yeah, you'll love to see it. That's what this tattoo is supposed to be. I had a bit of a breakthrough in August of last year regarding all these issues with these friends of mine, and that was supposed to be like, you know, focusing on the next thing, which is travel, to go explore. If you're unfamiliar, it's tabi, T-A-B-I. It means to travel or to journey. So that's what that one was supposed to be. But yeah, from here on, I'm not really sure. That is how tattoos be. I start thinking about the next one. I kind of like the idea of like geometric patterns, like kind of squares or prisms or something on this arm. So kind of straight lines and then curvy ones, that sort of thing. You can totally sort of see some of the red that he missed there. Triggered. Well, aside from that, he's done a pretty good job. Anyways, guys, yeah, so 29th of March today. I've booked my flights, I've booked my hostel, let's fucking go, very poggers. I don't want to ramble on too much for this, guys. This video has gone on long enough, but yeah, everything is practically locked in. I am ready for Canada, baby. Now it's just a matter of selling my car, packing up all the various things in my room, and fully just, I don't know, just really shelving, putting everything of my life away and just starting my next journey. I am very, very excited, and I know it's a bit of a daunting task just fully packing up my life here and going overseas, but I think I'm ready for my next adventure. Very exciting. I hope you guys will enjoy the videos coming in the next few days. I am planning to do a few more video game stuff and things before I leave. We'll see how that goes. God knows I haven't been very consistent with YouTube lately. And I will, of course, be doing vlogs when I get to Canada. Very exciting. Thank you all so much for watching, my guys. And I hope you will join me for my next adventure. Look forward to some Canada vlogs coming quite soon. I am flying out on the 24th of April, and that is literally less than a month away. Goodness gracious me. Very exciting times to come. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all, as always, in the next one. Bye!